Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and this will be my first video. I was trying to do a project vlog as my first video, but I forgot how long that takes. I know knitting is a slow hobby, but I just blanked. My mind just didn't comprehend. But yeah, so I'm a knitter, crocheter and painter. I first started painting when I was very young. So I've been painting for about 20 years. Knitting was my second hobby. So I started knitting when I was age 12, and it's only been about a year, maybe a little bit more, since I started crochet. But knitting is my favourite, so I'm deciding to start a channel on it. Anyways, my first video will be a podcast, and I can wander, so I'm sorry if this might be all over the place, but I'll try and go with finished objects, whips, and then acquisitions maybe. Maybe I might talk about some of the channels I watch throughout it. But if you can hear the rain in the background, it's very dreary, as it always is in Ireland. So I was trying to wait for a nicer day, but I think we got one of them last week, and it was maybe 2 or 3 hours of sunshine, to be honest. But yeah, so these are in no particular order. I will hopefully be putting up pictures that you can see the full view of this and the name on the screen. But this is the Ilea sweater by Belle's Knit Studios on Instagram. It's very cozy. I haven't steamed this one yet, so it might flip. But there's quite a backstory to this one, and yes, the ends aren't woven in on the last sleeve yet. So basically, I signed up for this test knit because I was like, yeah, I'll have yarn to be able to do this and things like that. But what I didn't realise was this yarn was sent to me in the post by Viney Maple from America. So I can get it. Well, I can't now, but it's called the Karen Cloud Cakes, I think. And I first knit the body, and I was like, grand. And I went looking for my third cake because I'm holding this double, and so with the third cake it should have been enough to knit the whole thing, so 3 cakes held double. And then I couldn't find the third cake, and I was like, did I put it somewhere safe? Because, you know, somewhere safe is gone beyond the void. But actually, I looked back at the video. I had videoed myself opening the package from Viney Maple to show her my reaction, and this is the only yarn that I got from her that I didn't get 3 cakes of. And I don't I just remembered I got everything in threes, and and when I look back at the video, it's like, oh, I'm so stupid. So I had to go looking for a cake to finish this, and then I realised the yarn had been discontinued, and I was like, well, crap, do you know? So the only colour I could get was charcoal, which is this yarn here. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to try and make this look like it was intentional. So I did the ribbing on the bottom, the top, and I did the sleeves in the charcoal, and I think it's grand. It kind of tones down how vibrant the yellow and reds and oranges are, which is probably a good thing because I'd probably look like a highlighter if I didn't do that. This was really enjoyable to knit up, very quick. Was this worked on? I think this was worked on 6mm needles. You knit the flat back, and then, you know, you pick up the shoulders, and then you eventually knit the round. There's no decreases or anything. This is just meant to be a lovely, cozy, baggy, oversized jumper, and that is what it is. I wanted to knit this to replace my snuggie that you'll probably see in a lot of vlogs. I wear a big snuggie all the time because I've got cold urticaria, so basically I'm allergic to cold and I break out in full body hives, which is just not a good look and not comfortable. So I wear big jumpers and big, you know, heavy things to keep myself warm because Ireland is fairly cold. So that's the first one. And yes, I will be throwing them on the ground because I've nowhere else to put them. The second one I have is the Basically Perfect Sweater by Kutufukika, and I love this jumper. I have not stopped wearing it since I cast it off. Oh yeah, and you know, I played yarn chicken on this as well, but I kind of meant to. So I knew, well, I figured I wouldn't have enough of the main body yarn, the sleeves, to do the whole jumper because I only had two balls of it. But surprisingly, it got me very far, and I think it actually would have gotten me. This isn't double knit yarn. I think it would have gotten me the full way, but I was thinking that I wouldn't have enough. I was like, oh, I have this yarn in a different color, and I was like, this will go very well. So that's what the pink is. I think this is called double knitting is the name of the yarn. But then I had an epiphany and I did all of the ribbing in pink. So I really loved that. But also I decided after I watched Bees Knit Studios on the squiggle sweater, I was like, ooh, I'd love to try surface crochet, but you know, no offense to Bee, but I'm not a fan of like abstract or squiggles. So I was like, oh, I could line each of the seams with the metallic yarn I had, because I have scraps of everything. As you know, being a knitter, it's like you have scraps of every single yarn that you've ever used. I don't think I've ever used, well, no, I don't think I've ever, oh, that's the first cake that I used. The cloud cake was the first cake that I used up completely and had none left of. And I'll quickly speed through the specs because, by the way, I knit an extra large in the first one, and I'm pretty sure I knit an extra large in this one as well. So this has worked the same kind of construction as that one, and I did these back to back. So the shoulder seams are on the back. I love this detail. And this is knit, my god, I can't really remember. This is knit back first, and then you pick up to knit the front, and you knit the front until like you can put the shoulder seams at the back basically, and knit down to underneath the sleeves. Obviously being a larger size, you get more of a drop shoulder, which I don't mind. You have to knit less sleeve then. But I cast on underneath the arm, and I just kept going, and I knit the sleeves. There's quite a lot of decreases in the sleeves, if I remember correctly. And I really enjoyed this, and what I've learned from this is that I'm pretty sure I knit this on a 5mm needle, and then but the neckline is a folded over rib, but the ribbon I knit on a 3mm needle, and I sincerely love the look of that. It just gives a nice clean finish, so I just fell in love with it. So I wear that as much as I can, but it's not quite warm enough just to wear that at the minute. Oh my god, I have to get up and get one of the other ones. Sorry, I have a mind like a sieve, so I forget a lot. But then another one is this. Sorry, that was a test knit for Bees Knit Studios, the first one. This is also test knit. It was for Jago's Crochet on Instagram, and it's called the Texture Stripe Sweater. This was knit completely flat, and I've got to say, it tested my patience. So not only was this knit completely flat, which I wouldn't have minded so much, but I tried new yarn, and it was Drops Paris, and like a lot of people love Drops Paris, but I have a few issues with it. It split a lot, and that really grated on my nerves. And then also it's cotton yarn, and it's an arm weight, so if you ever knit on an arm weight and then it being cotton, it's very heavy on your hands, especially when you're a bigger size. So this hurt my hands quite a lot to knit up. It was so worth it. It is so cozy, but I hope to never use Drops Paris again, ever. I might use it for some coasters, like crocheting coasters, but I will not use it to knit a garment. No way. I think it's the recommended yarn in the pattern, and just if you've weak joints, I wouldn't do it. I'd say that goes for all cotton yarns in this weight category. So, but yeah, I love this jumper. It looks quite big, but it fits fairly good. Like, it's a boxy fit, and I do have to push. I don't know what I did, but the neckline came out a bit wide, so I'm going to put an elastic eventually in it. So I'll show you my crochet bag before I get up to get the last jumper, because I left it on the other side of the room. So I recently finished this. I watched I can't remember her YouTube channel, but it's Kelsey, and she did a 7 hexagon bag, and I was like, I love that, so I'm gonna do a 7 hexagon bag. This is made out of all scraps, so I won't be able to tell you what it is. I think mostly hobby yarn, and then Lily Sugar and Cream for the yellow. But honestly, I'm just trying to get rid of this yellow, because I realised that I do not want a whole like bag in just this yellow yarn, and since I did, now I'm just trying to use it, and it's taken forever because I got a cone of it, sorry. But yeah, I used no pattern for this. I just crocheted the 7 hexagons and put them together the way I seen Kelsey in her video, and then just crocheted straps. I'm gonna line this bag as well, and I think I'm putting a toggle button on it. One moment. Since the floats are out, well, you're gonna see my shame as well. I'm not weaving in some of the ends. You can't really see these when it's on, so I'm just not arsed. Here's the floats, and I'm quite proud of these. They look really neat, so I'm so happy with them. This is also test knit. You can see a team for last month. I think I made like 5 jumpers overall, and yes, my hands hurt. They hurt a lot. And this one in particular I finished in about 4 days. I don't think, when I was casting on, I had to redo the cast on a couple of times because it was a new cast on to me, but that was about it. I don't think I had to redo anything, because like if I made a mistake I cut away in that row, so it, like, I just had to pick back. So this is, I don't know if I can say the name of this. I'll tell you who made it, who designed the pattern, but I'm not sure if I can say the name. So this is designed by August Knits, and it's lovely. I really hope everyone knits this. There's just certain things about the construction that just made it fit so nicely. But if I raise my arms, the whole thing doesn't just go up above me, above my chest, like. So I did block this, but I didn't block it aggressively enough, so there is some buckling, but that's because I just washed it and then laid it flat. I didn't actually like pin it, which was a mistake on my part, but I wanted to see how, because this was Cascade 220 and I was using it for the first time, I wanted to see how it worked and how it bloomed and stuff like that. So I will actually make sure I'm showing you the front. I do know the front from the back. I know it may not look like it, but so this is what it looks like. And I've got to say, I'm not going to say anything about the construction of this because it's a secret test knit. I will not be showing anything about the construction. I will show you this on me, but it's for her book, so you'll have to buy the book to get this pattern. I'm not sure if she's going to release it separately, but it, like, if anything, this is definitely worth buying the book over. To be very honest, it was so enjoyable to knit. I did not mind knitting it up in 4 days because, like, it just flew off the needles. It's probably due to the yarn as well. Cascade 220 was extremely enjoyable to knit, and it's so nice on the skin. I don't find this itchy at all. I find it quite soft actually. So when I first got it, it was a bit itchy, like in the skein. I think, no, it comes in hanks, but after I wound it up, I started knitting with it, I got used to it, but then I blocked it, and blocking does amazing things to this yarn. So it was just, I couldn't believe it. It's like a different yarn compared to before blocking, and it's so super soft. So I'm super happy with it, and I love all the details like the cast off edge and all of that stuff. So I'm hoping to actually knit this again. Now it won't be probably till, I'll probably buy the book and then knit it again from the book. It'll be nice. So I think that's all my finished objects. I have quite a few whips. Some of them I cannot find because I am disorganized. But I'll show you the ones that are around me because I'm not going searching for the other ones. So the first whip I will show you is the Poet Scarf by Kutuvkika. No. The first whip I'll show you is the Poet Scarf by Sari Nordlin. This also has kind of a story. This is a gift. It's obviously past its due date. I signed up for too many test knits and then also started knitting this as a gift. And I'm holding 2 yarns double, which I will show you now in a minute. This is meant to be a lot smaller. And I was aware of that when I started knitting this up. I didn't gauge what, I just went for it because I kind of wanted a bigger scarf anyways compared to the scarf in the pattern. As I'm not a fan of small scarves, and well, I'm hoping that the person I'm knitting for isn't either, because it's going to be big anyways. So this yarn is the most beautiful yarn ever, and yes, it's a little bit tangled, but ignore that, I'll deal with that later. So now I could probably do these more justice, hold them separately, but I bought them to be held together, so I wanted kind of a fall leaves vibe. And one of these is kind of like, I think not a mohair, but it's something similar. These are by Fine Leaf Fibres, a hand dyer here in Ireland, and she is the most lovely human being ever. I bought a couple of times off her now. These were my second 2 to try. My first one is actually on the shelf over there, but I will show that. I might not do an acquisitions because I have too much, like I'll probably do a yarn haul as a separate video because I have too much new yarn and it'll take forever to show. My favourite hand dyer at the minute. Now I haven't tried any, like I've tried Arcane Fiberworks, but I haven't tried any abroad hand dyers. I try and keep it local usually, but if I can find one that I really like abroad, maybe I'll go for it. It's just I have a hard time trying things for the first time. I'd like to be able to get a skein and like, or get a mini skein and be able to try it like that, but sometimes shipping can be a bit too much for that. So she also cakes these up for you, which is a real lifesaver because I get some pain in my wrists and it's not great for her for winding lace weight yarn. No, I tried it before. I do have a Swift and my hair is itching my face. I do have a Swift and a winder, but it took me all day. Like I had to keep going back to it to be able to finish it. So I try and get other people to wind most of the yarns for me, which usually enlists the help of family. But oh my god, I spilt my tea everywhere. That's so like me. At least it's not reaching my knits yet. This is my most recent cast on. And this yarn combination, oh, I'm in love. So this is, first I'll show you the yarn because otherwise I'll forget. So you're going to see a theme in my videos at the minute. I've gotten a lot from Fine Leaf Fibres, but just I love her and I love her yarn, I love her business, I love everything about it because it's like, since it's Irish, she's a lovely human being. Her dyeing is just great. Yeah, so I'm not going to keep going on about it, but she hand dyed this for me. I'll put up a picture for when she sent it to me. So this was custom hand dyed, and it is just the most gorgeous colorway ever. But the problem is I saw it and I really wanted it in a jumper or a top, but I didn't get enough. I told her, oh, I only need 2 skeins, but I didn't get enough. for it to be held by itself to make something. So I decided very impulsively a couple of nights ago to cast this on, because I had bought this yarn, which is a gorgeous yarn from, I think it's Essentials. It's a mohair blend. It's silk, and I don't know if it's a paca or wool, and I just fell in love with this. I had to wait quite a while. I was getting this from my local shop. It's not that local, but local enough. It's in Drogheda. It's called Woolworks, and first of all, love that place. It has an area where you can sit down and knit. It also serves tea and coffee and like a few snacks, and but I mainly go there and shop for probably, I think the smallest amount of time I've been there is an hour, because I just go around feeling everything. They have notions, they have anything you can think of in a yarn shop. I think it's after getting darker. It is lashing rain out. But they have anything you'd want in a yarn shop, which I might try. I'll ask them, but I might try and do a video on it at some point. So yeah, I had to wait for that to be ordered in, because there was only one skein in the shop when I found it, and they very kindly put it behind the counter for me. And then the last one is, so I'm triple holding yarn for this, West Yorkshire Spinner. I think it's a silk as well. It has silk and wool. I can't remember. I think it's like 20% silk and 80% wool. It's in lace weight, so it's on sale at the minute. I think it's down from £20 to £10 on Wool Warehouse. So I had to snatch as many skeins as I could afford of this up when I could. So I think I might have gotten 4 skeins of it. And one skein I'm using for something else. So this will last me the whole cardigan. So I'll put these back in so they don't get wrecked. But this is the Levitate wrap, and I cannot remember who it's by, but this colorway, just like holding all 3 of these together, just came up absolutely gorgeous, and I am in love. It's cool to the touch because, you know, there's 2 yarns with silk in it, but oh my god, I'm in heaven. And the yarn I got from Finding Fibres is kind of like a half mohair, so it has a lovely like frizz to it. Yeah. So this was just so worth it, and it's going to be such an expensive cardigan, but you know what? I don't care. I was about to curse there. I can't do that on YouTube. There we go. And then I think that's it. Yeah, I won't show my new acquisitions. Let me know if you want a yarn haul. I do have quite a bit of new yarn. I am trying to ban myself from buying yarn at the minute because I have too much of it. But that doesn't include the yarn that's on the way, so that's okay. I can feel someone frowning at me for it. But I will tell you, I'll say my top 5 favourite YouTubers maybe. Or not my top 5, I'll just say the ones that I enjoy watching the most. Lovely Day Knits is probably my biggest one. I really enjoy her videos, but she's currently having health issues and is away from filming at the minute. Then there's, I know her name, but it's Mel. I love her. She's a knitter and she does project vlogs, but she also does podcasts and things like that. And I just love her energy. She has a daughter and she's just so lovely. Then there's also Yeji. I adore her videos. I just really love them. It's just, they're so calm. I do like calming videos. It's my main thing. Sometimes I'll watch more upbeat videos. I love Viney Maple's videos. I had started out by just watching her, but then we started texting back and forth, because it's just, she's the creative chaos, and I love that about her because I'm the exact same. I go from one thing to another, and I do finish things, which can be surprising, but I can hyperfixate for a long while and then suddenly I can't decide to finish a project. But she does polymer clay, but her main thing is crochet, but she also knits. Well, she just recently started knitting, and I'm like, we've corrupted her. But she's a really enjoyable human being to watch. I think she's posting, oh, I didn't even look at her schedule, but she was posting every week, which can be a bit much for someone with a full-time job. She's got a full-time job now. I don't, so it'll be easier for me to post every week. And I'm gonna hold myself to that. But she too much on her plate, so she's putting her videos back down. And she's just posting whenever she feels like it, and go her. She's got 3 cats, and I look forward to seeing them in their videos. I love cats as well, by the way. I don't have any cats with me at the minute, but I love cats. I'll see if I can insert some pictures of the cats at home. So I get, like, most of them are my sister, technically owned by my sister, but like I think she won't mind me claiming that, you know, I love them and they love me sometimes. I grew up with cats my whole life, so I miss not being near them all the time. So, but I really hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I really hope it was in frame the whole time. But if you have any questions, leave them below. I'd love to answer them. So.